Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and I've been coaching people and hunting down leaders and staff organizations for a hell of a long time. And I want to talk with you about one of those stupid hiring mistakes that you make, and I know so many firms make, and I want to explain the impact. Your hiring process is as long as the U.S. presidential election. Now, I know that's a bit of an exaggeration, but let's look at it from the job hunter perspective. You interview someone in July. You don't invite them for a face-to-face until late August. So weeks have gone by. Do you think their enthusiasm level is as high as it was the first time? No, of course not. And you can come up with all sorts of explanations for why the next step has taken so long to schedule, or dealing with vacation schedules. We have to arrange people's calendars. Like that takes 6 weeks, right? We decide to rethink the position and come up with different criteria, okay? Why haven't you been communicating that to the job applicant or the person that you've met with already? There are lots of things that firms do, and here's the worst of all. You tell them in the first interview or the second interview what your timeline is, and then it slips. And, we need to get another signature. We need to get you on one more person's calendar. But the real truth is you're not ready to make a decision. You see, for a lot of organizations, what happens is you get distracted by extraneous things. And sometimes the extraneous things are internal policy issues, internal hiring issues, and sometimes it's your prejudice getting in the way. Like, you're not going to label it that, but your lack of enthusiasm stems from the fact that this person doesn't look like, speak like, or act like who you envision sitting in that chair, even though they have the knowledge, experience, and qualifications to do the job. You start thinking about fit. God help you. You're not equipped to evaluate fit. You just aren't. What psychological training do you have? What metrics or measures are you using to evaluate fit? Thus, you're dealing with the issue of, is this a good person? Do I like them? What does like them mean in the context of a job? Can they do the freaking job? That's ultimately what it comes down to. And instead, you're focused on all these extraneous things and you don't pull the trigger. And, I'll tell you a secret. The longer you take, the less likely they are to be available. When you finally circle back and say, okay, we want to hire them, you expect they're sitting around. I remember years ago, I was having lunch with a representative of one of the large New York banks. I submitted a resume to them 1 month. 3 months later, they called wanting to do an interview with them. And they were absolutely indignant that this person wasn't available. And all I could do is sit there because I'm on their terrain, on their turf, having lunch in their executive dining room, and politely say, if the person was unqualified, they'd still be available, but they were highly qualified, and other firms saw that in them before you got going. So I identified them early, and someone else hired them. So I just want to encourage you to review your hiring process to see why it takes a quarter of a year to begin the interview process. For many of you, it just takes way too long, and talent is in high demand. I don't want to make it seem like mediocre people are who's left over, because then that's not true either. Most of the job market are very talented, very capable individuals who can do your job. But the ones that you fall in love with, the ones that a lot of people are going to fall in love with are going to be all over and want to hire. So recognize that. Cut down the number of people who are in the decision-making process. Do you really need? I remember one time with one of the investment banks in New York, 23 people had to be involved with the interview process, and I made the mistake of letting this go on. My mistake. I should have stopped it after 5 or 6 and said, okay, let's get down to brass tacks. Again, my mistake. You're making the mistake of getting too many constituents into the decision-making without them being clear about what's going to satisfy them. So they're looking for different things than another constituency is doing, the third and fourth constituency are doing, and this is taking a long, long time. Cut it short. Get simple with your hiring. Decide what the qualifications are. Get the essential people into the loop quickly, because you don't want talent to be sitting around waiting for you to decide that they are the blessed one. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you found this helpful. My website is thebiggamehunter.us. There's a lot there that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you be more effective with your hiring, or if you're job hunting, be more effective with that. And if you are trying to hire someone, call me. My number is 646-374-8656. I really don't bite, honest. 646-374-8656 is Jeff Altman at thebiggamehunter.us. Hope you have a great day. Take care.